Well, welcome everybody. You're here with Everything Waterfalls. I've had some people, they kind of come, they're inquisitive about these real cool artificial rocks and they want to do some research. Well, you know what, you come to the right place. I've got probably well over 80 years of combined experience in the water gardening and the different polymers and the plastics through doing a lot of my maintenance, being a maintenance specialist. But anyways, let's get into it. How many of you, and you're going to say, what the heck does a pie have to do with waterfalls? And I'm going to come back at you and say, you know, we're going back to the old commercial with Chevrolet, and we're going to say there's nothing more American than, let me get this, nothing more American than baseball, apple pie, and everything waterfalls. How cool is that? But anyways, let's get right into doing your research. There's 5 different areas of, and we're going to break them all down in different videos. But when you're looking at it, we're going to use this pie. And you guys are absolutely right. I sure as heck don't need pie. And I don't know what I'm going to do with this, because I'm probably going to throw it out afterwards. But when you get a piece of the pie, let's look at it as you're looking for a waterfall. Okay? We have the piece of the pie and most of us are looking at it, and what seems good at the moment might not be good later. And that's the same thing with some of you. How would you like to get a piece buy a pie and you open it up and there's a piece already missing? So I guess the whole entire thing of this video is, what are the different parts of when you're trying to research a waterfall? When you're truly putting in a waterfall or a water garden, you're thinking about having a landscaper put it in, or even yourself. There's 5 main parts, and we're going to get into each of them. One is the design work. You have to have somebody come in to your place, look at it, do the measurements, put it on paper. That's the design work. How about the materials? The materials can be a long list, from just pre-molded plastics and your different liners, and then we throw real rock over it to sort of make it look natural. The third part, which is going to take a lot of money too, is going to be your labor costs. When you have somebody come in, do labor costs, and put this together, you're looking at another expense. So right away, when you look at this pie, that's what we're not even looking at that single piece. We're thinking of a waterfall. You're going to come and put it in, but we're not putting a whole lot of value into the design work, the labor costs, the materials. This here rock has all 3 of them. Now let's go a little bit to another one. This is where a lot of you guys research. Okay, I understand there's the design. I understand that there's going to be materials and there's going to be a labor, intense labor of the real rocks. But what about the maintenance issue? That's the 4th part. When this is all put together, what do you think is going to maintain it? Are we going to pay an upsell from the person that put it in, the landscaper? Are we going to have them do all the maintenance because they're going to be putting it to sleep in October or whenever your weather kind of permits, where you're done, and then they bring it to life in the spring? So there's a lot of maintenance. And how about the different rocks that move out of place? What happens if the liner's torn? What do we need to do with that? Here's the 5th part. What happens if we decide to move? What's the value? What's the value of having a waterfall when all of a sudden maybe the person, the realtor, and I found out there was a reality check here, they make you take these things out. They're saying, and it might not be true wherever you're at, for all places, but in this area, and I've heard from other people, once you go to sell, this hinders your sale. So I know when I was growing up, you would get people coming in, this brings value, and when I put mine in, and I have one that's over 4,000 rocks, 12 liners, all the different things, and my uncle looked and says, "God, Dave, that's awfully nice," and he smiled, and I knew he was going to get me. He says, I hope you put it in for yourself, because he says, I wouldn't want that. And he says, I understand you got all the different water lilies and you've been doing this, but he says, just think, you know, what you're doing afterwards. And when I did a sale with these, I didn't hear from one or two or three. I heard from many. You gotta watch with the whole entire makeup of what you're putting in. What are the 5 parts? We are talking the designing, we're talking the materials, and this is going for just the liner type products where you're putting rocks. The other one is the intense labor. The 4th one is the maintenance issues. And the 5th is, geez, we gotta move. What do we do now? I mean, we gotta take it out. There's a more of an expense to take the thing out. So just wanted to fill those in. If you're doing the research, you're in a good spot with Everything Waterfalls. And we're gonna go into each of the 5 aspects of the water gardening and why this is the true way to go for everybody at the home, whether you want to put it in with kids, whether you're a water garden enthusiast, whether you're a smaller end landscaper. These are sweet to put in. Very easy, simple, quick to put in, easy maintenance. We're going to pick you up on one of the preceding videos and go through the different points.